Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice for radio. So today, we are looking at Pokemon that need a GX, that deserve a GX card. Now, a quick note at the beginning, there are plenty of Pokemon that we love. Mamoswine is my boy. I adore me some Mamoswine. I love Mamoswine. But Mamoswine's never getting a GX. It never got an EX. It never got a Prime. It just didn't see any love. There are plenty of Pokemon in this game that just aren't seeing love and aren't going to see love. They don't need a GX because they're never getting a GX. We're looking at Pokemon that have been snubbed for various reasons I will explain as we go along. Now, Thundurus and Tornadus were going to be on this particular list. Both Thundurus and Tornadus both got two different EXs. They are legendary Pokemon that are really big and bad and were really loved during the EX era. They hadn't got a GX yet. That was upsetting me. But it's just been announced we're getting a Forces of Nature collection in July with GXs of those two, so it's not a problem. Similarly, two of the Pokemon that most needed a GX are fan favourites Mimikyu and Pikachu, and don't forget the Pikachu did get an EX as well. Mimikyu wasn't around to get an EX, so it's kind of a moot point. The thing is, they've already had GXs over in Japan. They've been released, just for some reason, they're not coming out over here. I have no idea why. Maybe it's because all the artwork in that set is based on the anime and they didn't want to release it over here for whatever reason. But again, they're not on the list because they've had GXs. Some honourable mentions before we start, and thank you to all the people that got in touch on Twitter at the Wassy. I sent out a tweet and a whole bunch of you got in touch, and that was really, really lovely. You helped this video and I love you. Luxray ruled the format as Luxray GL Level X. It's been ignored ever since. That's a bit sad. The lovely K. Dyson suggested, how about Volcarona? It replaced the sun. Good point. But unfortunately, it's another one of those Pokemon that for some reason that we just do not have a clue of, it's just not seeing any love. It's never seen love, and it's fair to assume that it probably never will. Sorry, Volcarona. And Alolan Raichu. The Alolan Raichu cards we've had so far have been pretty gosh darn bad, and it's Alolan Raichu, ladies and gentlemen. It really should be better than this. But coming in at number 10, call it an indulgence if you like, I don't care, Donphan GX. We need Donphan GX. Donphan had a Prime in the Heart Gold Soul Silver days, that was cool. Donphan was good in Plasma Storm, and I just did a video about that still being good and expanded just a day or two ago. I think Donphan's amazing, and Donphan is a good Pokemon, and it's about time it had a GX. In at number 9, Wailord. As somebody on Twitter put it, and I'm sorry I don't have all the Twitter names, but I will try and pop them at the end of the video, so thank you to all you people, it really is appreciated. For the memes, we had Wailord EX. It had 250 HP. It became a bit of a meme deck. So where's my Wailord GX with 300 HP? It is time, ladies and gentlemen, that we had Wailord GX. You know it. I know it. It needs to happen. Go Wailord! In at number 8, Blissey. Blissey is another one of those Pokemon that got a bit of love during the Heart Gold Soul Silver era with Blissey Prime, which might I remind you was part of the second place Worlds deck in 2011. Ross Cawthorn's the truth, and actually Donphan was also another integral part of that deck, as was Reuniclus, a Pokemon which is never getting a GX or any other kind of chase card. The thing is, Blissey evolves from Chansey. And Chansey is a proper Pokemon fan favourite. We see cards like Charizard that are fan favourites that always end up with a GX. Well, people love Blissey too. Where's my Blissey GX? In at number 7, Lugia and Kyurem. I'm cheating, it's my list, I can do so. These are mythical Pokemon that got two different GXs. And actually, if you look at Kyurem, Kyurem got two different GXs, and White Kyurem got two different GXs, and Black Kyurem got two different GXs. So you know what? I think it's about time that Kyurem got a GX. Now, slight counter-argument here is that we did see a white Kyurem GX is coming in Dragonstorm. But that's still not a regular Kyurem. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time we got a regular Kyurem GX. And as for Lugia, I mean, it's Lugia, for goodness sake. It's Lugia. Everyone loves Lugia. He's one of the most popular mythical Pokemon. Now, to be clear, I have made it very, very, very clear that I'm sure we're getting a Lugia GX in November. I am 99.9% sure that our November set is going to feature Lugia GX. Now, I'm going to get more into this in number 3, but basically, November is Ho-Oh and Lugia, and we're getting Ho-Oh and Lugia GXs there. But we don't have one yet, and it's not announced, so it goes on the list. How about in at number 6, Gengar and Tyranitar? They have quite a lot in common. Both of them got a Prime back in the Heart Gold Soul Silver days. Both of them got both an EX and a Mega EX. And both of them are big, popular Pokemon that we love. So where's our GX? These are exactly the kind of Pokemon that should be getting GXs, partly because they're popular Pokemon, and partly because, you know what? They're cool. And they've seen love in the past. They've seen enough love in the past that we imagine we're going to be getting them in the future. So how about we all stop mucking around and get Gengar and Tyranitar GXs? I don't know when we're getting them, but I am entirely certain we are getting a Gengar GX. Gengar's popular on the kind of level that Charizard is. In at number 5, and this one would be indulging because I love it, except my argument here is too strong. Garchomp GX. Here's the thing, right? We got 2 Garchomp EXs, and we got a Mega. We got 2 Garchomp level X's, one of which absolutely ruled the format. That's Garchomp C level X, if any of you weren't playing back then. Now, weirdly enough, Garchomp never got a Prime back in the Heart Gold Soul Silver days. Maybe he was too recent a Pokemon. But he's a fan favourite, he's great in VG, and look how much love he's got in the past. When I say Pokemon that deserve a GX, I mean Pokemon that the company have basically said, look, we love these Pokemon, they're getting chase cards. Well, Garchomp has been pushed forward as a favourite all this time. Now give him a GX. In at number 4, Blastoise and Venusaur, and I've got a really clear argument for this. We've had Charizard GX. Complete the set, would ya? We need Blastoise, we need Venusaur. We've got an EXs, fine, nice, all of that. But come on, it is time we went and got ourselves a GX of Blastoise and a GX of Venusaur. That would be lovely. In at number 3, the truly snubbed Pokemon. Regigigas and Heatran. Now, I've made this argument on a couple of videos and podcasts in the past, so I'll be nice and quick. But it is a year of legendary Pokemon. And if we run through the list so far, we see that in February, it was Dialga and Palkia. They got GXs in our February set. In April, it's Raikou and Entei. Legends of Johto collection brought EXs. May, we are talking about Yveltal and Xerneas. They're getting GXs in Forbidden Light. June, Shiny Zygarde. There's a Shiny Zygarde box coming. July, we've got Thundurus and Tornadus. And there's a Forces of Nature collection with GXs of those two in July. That means from February through to July, every Pokemon that is being featured as a legendary Pokemon of the month is getting a GX in that month. Except in March it was Regigigas and Heatran. Where's my Regigigas and Heatran, ladies and gentlemen? Because March is over, right? We're into April. They never got their GXs. Now, in our August set, I am calling it we are going to be having GXs of Groudon and Kyogre. And this is why I think we're getting Lugia and Ho-Oh in November. Seriously, all the legendary Pokemon are getting GXs other than Regigigas and Heatran. That is a snub. Speaking of snubs, how about the Generation 1 EVs? Because if we go through what we've had so far, it's looking a bit bad. We've had Umbreon GX and we've had Espeon GX. They make a nice set. We've had Sylveon GX, that one kind of was released on its own, and we've had Glaceon GX, and we've had Leafeon GX. So where's my Flareon, Vaporeon, and Jolteon? They all had EXs. It's not like these are Pokemon that Pokemon just don't make, you know, these chase cards of. No, ladies and gentlemen, they've got plenty of love in the past. Come on, it's starting to get just a little bit embarrassing at this stage. Let's fix it, shall we? But the number one, and this was also the most popular answer I had to my tweet out over on Twitter, @TheWassy, Suicune. Is there a Pokemon that has been snubbed more than Suicune? Because as it stands at the moment, I mentioned that Legends of Johto collection that had both Raikou and Entei GX. Well, they've come. And actually, Entei GX now has had 2 prints. No Suicune. And then, of course, we go back to the EX era, and we find that there was an Entei EX. And we find that there was a Raikou EX. And there was no Suicune EX. I've been talking a lot about Pokemon in this video that had EXs and deserved GXs because they generally get them and blah, blah, blah. But no! Whereas the EVEES had EXs, and Blastoise and Venusaur had EXs, Suicune got snubbed in the AX era and is now getting snubbed in the GX era. What is going on? This isn't fair. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my list of top 10 Pokemon that deserve GXs and why I think they're being unfairly snubbed. To be fair, we're not at the end of the GX era yet. I am convinced that Lugia and Gengar are getting GXs, and I would be surprised if Garchomp didn't. As for the others, I suppose we'll have to wait and see as and when they're announced. But this is exactly the kind of video where I need to hear from you guys. There's a comment section. I would like you to use those comment sections to tell me Pokemon that you think deserve a GX and have been snubbed. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to educate. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, but be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter @TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and so on, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio where you can do that. And do make sure you go and check out Wassy Plays, my video game / Dragon Ball channel that's getting very close to 1,000 subs. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.